Hey, what's going on? Jerry Fetta here, owner, founder, CEO of Wealth Dynamics. So I'm doing my first YouTube live in a while. I'm trying to do more live streams, but I want to talk to you today about all of the recent bank failures that have been happening. So if you've been paying attention, in the last 1 to 2 months, and you'll have to excuse me, I'm just getting ready for the gym, so I'm putting my workout stuff together as I talk to you here. In the last 1 to 2 months, we have had a tremendous amount of bank failures for the period of time that it's been in, right? And so what I mean by that is we have had 4 or 5 major bank failures here in the U.S. We had Signature Valley Bank, we had Silicon Valley Bank, Signature Bank, First Republic. Over in Europe, Credit Suisse. I was just informed by a friend of mine in Austria that Deutsche Bank is about to go under as well. And so it's an interesting time, right? Here in the U.S., this is the second and third largest bank failure in the country's history, right? And it reminds me of 2008 because this is a game that all of the banks are playing that's finally starting to rear its head. It's finally starting to bite them in the ass in the sense of, okay, we're having banks, like when you think about a bank, let me just break this down for you. When you put money in a bank, your intention is to deposit your money and safeguard it, right? So you're trying to safeguard your money. Your goal is to save it there and to have it be available to you when you go out to use it again. When you go to withdraw that money, you want it to obviously be there. You don't probably expect a lot of interest. We all are aware that banks don't pay very much interest. So you deposit money in. Right now in the U.S., the national average rate being paid on a savings account is 0.34%. Okay, 0.34%. So this means that the bank is paying you interest. Now, I want you to ask yourself, why? Why is the bank paying you interest? Like, think about that. Like, if I told you, if you park your car in my garage, I'll pay you. You would wonder why. You'd be like, why are you paying me to park my car in your garage? Like, that's weird. What are you getting out of it, right? And so we have to ask that question. Why is the bank paying us? What's up? Good to see I got some viewers on here. Good to see you guys. We're talking about bank failures. So why would the bank be paying you on your deposit? What are they getting out of it? Right? How are they making the money to pay you? And so that's where this question starts. And so the reality is that when you deposit money in a bank, the bank actually borrows against your deposit. So your deposit is what's known as an unsecured loan, meaning you're loaning that money to the bank. They actually are going to borrow against your money. Unsecured means it's not backed by any sort of collateral, right? And so it's not like a car loan where they don't pay you and you get to take away their car, or a mortgage where they don't pay you and you get to take away their house. If they don't pay you, you don't get to take away anything. It's unsecured. So realize they're borrowing against your deposit. They're paying you 0.34% interest, and they're taking that deposit of yours that they borrowed against. By the way, they're borrowing 98 to 100% of it, meaning your money is not actually in the bank. It's almost 100% or fully 100% being used to invest and loan out. And they're putting that money at risk. And you have no recourse. You've got no security. You've got no collateral. And the bank is out there making money with your money, right? So the average, and this is a report from Bauer Financial, the average that a bank makes on your deposits when you leave them in the bank is 400 to 1,300%. 400 to 1,300%, right? Think about that. That is a lot. 400 to 1,300%. They're making 13 times, okay, 13 times your money in returns, putting none of their own money at risk. And in the event of like a Silicon Valley Bank where they did collapse, they did fail, what happened there is Silicon Valley Bank put the money at risk and their investments did not pan out. So you go to pull your money out of the bank and they don't have it anymore because they invested it and they lost your money. Now you're like, Jerry, okay, I get that, but there's FDIC insurance. The banks aren't paying into the FDIC insurance right now. Okay, they lobbied several years back to no longer have to contribute to the FDIC insurance. And so because of that, they're not funding it. It's not going to be there. There's no money at the FDIC. They actually have to borrow from the U.S. Treasury in order to pay off like anything the bank needs bailouts on. So the FDIC is broke. The amount of money that the FDIC has, I saw a statistic that they have enough money to cover about 2% of deposits. Okay, 2% of deposits, meaning 98% of deposits aren't covered. And in the event of Silicon Valley Bank, over 90% of their deposits were not covered by the FDIC. So not only was that happening, they're making 400 to 1,300%. And hours before Silicon Valley Bank went under, just want to show you guys my view here real quick. Hours before Silicon Valley Bank went under, the executives of the bank wired themselves bonuses. Okay, if that doesn't scream 2008, you guys remember 2008 when they bailed out the banks and the banks took the bailout money and instead of helping people, they paid themselves bonuses with it? Same thing, bank fails, it's going under, they know they're going under, hours beforehand, they know 90+% of their deposits were not covered by insurance, the depositors are gonna be financially screwed. The little money that they have left before closing down, they pay themselves bonuses with instead of helping people. So if you're watching this and you've got money in the bank right now, personally, here's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm keeping 1 month of cash in the bank and that's it. Okay, I'm not saving money in the bank. I never have and I never will. I'm gonna keep 1 month worth of cash in the bank, that's it. Okay, the rest of my money I'm putting into something called the Sacred Account. The Sacred Account is a form of high early cash value dividend paying whole life insurance, which ironically, banks are the #1 owner and purchaser of. Like you go look at this up, look up bank owned life insurance, BOLI. The banks are the #1 owner and purchaser of this kind of life insurance. And I use that as my long-term savings. I don't put it in the bank, right? And by doing that, I can actually become the bank. I can deposit money into it. That's the depositor. I can borrow against the deposit. Now I'm the banker. I can loan that money out or invest it, right? Just like the bank does. And then the insurance company actually makes me a shareholder in the system where I get dividends and profits based on their growth. So now I'm a shareholder too, just like the bank would be. So you're able to use the same concept, and I'm going to give you a free ebook if you're watching this. You're able to use the same concept here that the banks are using, right? You're able to use that in your own life to become the bank, and rather than you giving your money to them to deposit into their bank so that they can borrow against your deposits and they can loan it all out and make 400, 1,300% on your money and put it at risk, you're able to cut them out as the middleman. They're going to borrow against your deposit anyways, so you might as well be the one doing it. They're going to loan that money out and invest it. You might as well be the one doing it. They're going to earn dividends and profits on that system. You might as well earn those. They're going to take their profits and put it in the exact kind of life insurance I just told you about. You might as well be the one doing that. Cut the bank out of your life. That's what I've got for you today. If you go to jerryfetta.com, that's my first and last name, JERRYFETTA, double R's, double T's. Okay, jerryfetta.com/bank-fail. You can download a free ebook I wrote on exactly how the banking system works, why we're experiencing these bank failures, and what you can do about it. So check that out, download the ebook, follow the channel. I hope that this helps you and gives you some solutions. I'll talk to you next time.